Welcome to the Yossi Schmidt show. In today's show, we must address the election. Last week, we spoke about how it's important that every single person vote. The fate of the election relies on reporters. What do I mean by that? If reporters would keep their eyes open and do their damn jobs instead of running to hide about stupidity, then we would have a free and fair election. What do I mean? Well, last week I saw the Post Millennial broke a story, and that I think it was in Pennsylvania, a woman, the DA said, "Warning: there's gonna be delays in the counting of the ballots." Why? Why? But only the Post Millennial is talking about it. No other mainstream media, no NBC, no ABC, nothing. No one's talking about it because the media is busy covering up and saying that COVID's real and the vaccine works and everything and this and that and the other. And if you dare speak out, if you dare question anything, they'll jump to do that. But they will refuse to actually do their damn jobs and hold everyone accountable. That is why I do the roundup. That is why I do this nightly news roundup. I verify news before I put it into the roundup. People, we have a media that's busy covering up for the Democrats, or busy covering, I take it back, covering up for our politicians, Republican and Democrats alike. Their goal is one thing and one thing only. Their goal is to hide the facts from you, not to give you the facts. As the great Dan Bongino always says, they're not there to tell you the story. They're there to tell you a story. They're going to spin and twist and everything else in between, and they will tell you a story. Not the story. They're not going to give you the actual facts. They're not going to tell you what's going on in the world. They're going to give you a story. Whatever story that they spun, that's what they're going to give you. That is what the media we have. That is the media we have. So, when the media actually does their jobs, we will have a free and fair election, no matter what. Even if people don't go out to vote. Which, again, everyone, please go vote. Your vote matters. I don't want to hear this stupidity among the right. Your vote doesn't matter. It's all going to be rigged. It's all going to be rigged. Your vote matters. Enough of the stupidity. Your vote matters. Every vote matters. Ron DeSantis won by a couple of votes last time. People, every single vote matters. But if the media would do their job, then we wouldn't have to worry about everything. We wouldn't have to worry about convincing people to vote. Because people don't vote. Why? Because they believe in rigging and they believe that the election is unfortunately rigged. Which is true. And they say, if the election is rigged, why should I vote? I'll tell you why you should. I'll tell you why you should vote and tell them that every vote matters and everything else. But they say the election's rigged. They tell you, look, I vote. The guy's gonna win anyways. We live in a deep blue country. We live in a deep blue county. I'm not doing it. Or I saw that they're rigging. I know. I spoke to people. They lose their hope. And the media is not going to talk about it. The media is going to say voter suppression. Any voter ID laws, voter suppression. Any laws against absentee ballots, voter suppression. Any laws against mail-in ballots, voter suppression. No matter how you twist and turn, they're going to claim voter suppression. And they're not going to ask the important questions. They're not going to ask, why is the DA in Pennsylvania saying that there's going to be a delay in votes? They're not going to ask why in California you could print your own ballot and do it that way. They're not going to ask the questions that make a difference. Oh, you don't know what I'm talking about when I say in California you could print your own ballots. A couple months ago, I had the great Jeff Dornick on my show. And he dropped me this bombshell. This bombshell about during the recall race against Gavin Newsom, they print their own ballots in California. He tried raising an alarm. He went through the Gateway Pundit. He went through everywhere. And what happened when he tried raising the alarm? What happened? He got called out by top bigwigs in the Republican Party. Jeff, stop what you're doing. If you don't stop what you're doing, you're going to cause the election. Jeff's like, excuse me. I have no problem calling out cheating because I don't want cheating to occur. I don't care who cheats, Republicans or Democrats. And they got into a whole argument how much they're going to lose by. They ended up losing by the percentage that Jeff Dorner said. But the point of the fact is that no matter who cheats, yes, me as staunch conservative, I'm going to say this: no matter who cheats, cheating is wrong. That's why last week's podcast was how to rig the election legally by actually voting, by actually doing the right process. But the system is very rigged. We saw 2000 Mules. We saw 2020. We saw everything that happened. And the media refuses to acknowledge and ask questions. The media instead says that the election is safe and secure. But then they will go ahead and ask and deny other ask questions about any other election. They'll ask about Trump winning in 2016. They're going to ask about everyone winning. If it's a Republican, they're going to ask. But if it's a Democrat, the election was safe and secure. I want to make this very clear. The media is refusing to do their jobs to keep our politicians in office. There's too many politicians that are there. It's their establishment. They're there for a while, and they are too safe in their seats. Luckily, we got rid of one establishment politician during the primary season. Her name is none other than Liz Cheney. Thanks to everyone involved. Thanks to everyone in Wisconsin for voting her out. I really appreciate it. On behalf of America, we thank you. However, it's not over. We have 1 week till election. 1 week to the election. Reporters, I'm making a heartfelt plea to you. Do your damn jobs. I'm sorry, I shouldn't point. Do your damn jobs. If you do your jobs, people won't be able to commit fraud. If you ask the right questions and you do what you're supposed to do, people will not be able to commit fraud. How do I know this? Because I don't know if you know this. I did a whole episode about this. But Jack Posobiec went to the World Economic Forum. He started asking questions. All of a sudden, the Davis police started coming and shouting and detained him. Second, Savannah Hernandez showed up. Came and started asking questions. The police came over to her. She started asking, what's going on? The police said, nothing, we're letting him go. And they let him go. Because someone started asking questions and holding them accountable. If the media were to hold people accountable, if ABC News, NBC, CNN, were to hold everyone accountable, then things would be a lot different. Reporters, do your jobs. Don't rely on others. Do your jobs. Now, I just want to do a quick update. So, during the past month, during the month that the podcast was on break, TWS released 2 opinions. One was the importance of the alternative social media platform reviewers, and one was the inconvenient truth about Gab, how good Gab is, and the fact that Gab needs to learn how to separate themselves from their religion. Listen, I don't make TWS all about being Jewish. I'm a Jew, I'm a proud Jew, I'm an Orthodox Jew. I'm very proud of the fact that I'm Orthodox Jew. I will do everything I can to defend Orthodox Jewry. But TWS is not a Jewish organization. TWS is not a Jewish company. If someone attacks TWS, they're not attacking Jews. I don't only talk to people that are Jewish. I talk to everybody. If you want to ask me a question about TWS, I'm here for you. Gab needs to learn to separate Christianity. Yes, I finally said it. I didn't say it in the append. Needs to learn to separate Christianity from their platform's policies. That they only talk to people Christian religion. They only talk to different things, and they will not acknowledge you if you're not Christian. Gab needs to learn how to separate themselves. So now that the two things are out there, here's another update. TWS, Team World Supporter, which again, I hope to rename ourselves because I don't want to sound globalist. Team World Supporter does alternative social media platform reviews. We have reviewed Bitfluence, Rumble, CloudHub, Parler, Minds, Getter. We reviewed a lot of alternative social media platforms. I reached out to Truth Social. I did it day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. I got an email from one of their VIP team. He said, "What's up?" I responded, "I would like to do a review." He didn't acknowledge, he didn't respond. I said, "Following up," nothing. Flat out ignored me. Then, it's been a couple months since then. Then I asked the senior software engineer at Truth Social to point me in the right direction who to speak to and to do a review. He said he'd sooner jump off a bridge. Truth Social has a lot of questions. We're not going to get into what the questions are, but Truth Social has a lot of issues. I was just in contact with someone right before I started launching this, recording this podcast. Someone's post got censored. It will be in the review. Wait for the review to come out. I have an announcement to make. Truth Social, TWS is doing a review of Truth Social. Truth Social will be reviewed. I'm going through their terms of services, going through the privacy policy, going through every single policy that they have, looking at the way they run their platform, looking at which posts they censor, looking at the apps. Any complaints, please email me, Yossi@teamworldsupporter.com. We're going to review them. Whether or not they choose to be transparent will be decided after the review. What do I mean? I will email them every issue that I had, every problem that I came across. And when I do so, I will give them 1 week to respond. 1 week. And after that, everything I have is going to be published. If they want to be the most transparent platform ever, you have 1 week to respond after I send you the emails. If not, you're not most transparent. You're not transparent at all because there's too many issues. Truth Social, I wish you much luck because we need alternative social media platforms, even though Elon Musk owns Twitter. Yes, I said he owns Twitter last week on Thursday. It was official. He owns Twitter. People, it's official. We need real free speech platforms, and more the merrier. Thank you very much. See you next week. Only good things.